Dragon Age Veilguard, the best example of go woke, go broke, silly women.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard has released officially, and people are talking about the game itself, the numbers, what you're able to do in the game, blah, blah, blah. There's an entire discussion around it. You guys already know we make a ton of videos on it. However, there is one part of the conversation that has decided to join in at the last second and completely dwarf the energy and the hype that was around Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and that is Monster Hunter Wilds.
Well, the hype was not really real, but I get what you're saying.
And it's not even the official game, it's the beta. Now, we have some numbers for Monster Hunter Wilds, and we're going to have a little bit of a comparison between the two, and I want people to keep in mind a beta being compared to a retail release should not be something that is taking super seriously. However, I will showcase how numbers can, when they actually are real numbers and not faked by, the media or anything like that, real numbers will provide real tangible change and affect a video game in a positive way, even if it's just a beta.
You can't keep getting away with
it! Nice.
So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Yeah. So again, we got an article from That Park Place, and it says Dragon
help the black man succeed in life. That is the message. Or do you want to be a racist? Race close enough.
The Veilguard player counts are dwarfed by Monster Hunter Wilds beta and described as concerning. EA and BioWare's Dragon Age: The Veilguard has a lukewarm release that was completely and utterly trounced by the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. On its release date, Dragon Age: The Veilguard's player count peaked at 70,000. Now,
and by the way, remember, Monster Hunter Wilds is by Capcom, which is technically also a AAA developer and whatnot. But BioWare is technically supposed to be bigger and better, okay? They put a lot of effort into that game. They put a lot of effort in marketing and attacking the fans for being bigoted chuds, obviously, which was a 10 out of 10 power play, not gonna lie. Very brave. Let's see how it Oh, it's not paying off. Well, who cares? Well, Monster Hunter is just kind of there, existing, chilling, and smashing records, okay? Yeah. That is the difference between a good game and something that masquerades as a game while it's literally just a woke slop. Strange how these things happen.
Really quick, before we get into it, let's check out the actual numbers. I'm going to refresh it really quick. So we're at 75,436 at the time of this filming of this video.
Currently, it's at almost 90k, but that is the peak. It's going to go down, 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 down. I admittedly, I will say, I never even thought it's going to breach 77k. I did not think that that's going to happen, but it almost got 90,000. So brave, so brave. We're talking about a game that probably should have had 200 to 350k players.
Now,
peak.
If you guys missed my last video, I released it at 12 o'clock today. What you're watching right now is a 3 o'clock video. If you guys saw my 12 o'clock video, I'm going to tell you right now, this number, while I was initially like, wow, okay, that's pretty good. That's double what I thought it was going to be. Now it doesn't mean shit. And you know why it doesn't mean shit? Because we have people literally openly out here begging for review codes and getting them. Okay, I did a video.
Yeah, I also did that, by the way. We begged in the last video for a review code. Actually, let me check. Maybe I haven't checked Twitter. And no messages. Man, that's just bigotry. If a black man asks for a review code, then yes, I am the black man in this conversation. And if you disagree, chud, then it's bad. I did not get a free review code. Sad. Sad.
Video on Booty Adams. If you missed it, go check it out. I go into way more depth, but we got Khalif Adams out here literally begging for a review code on Dragon Age for PC.
And
he says he want to try, but I need a code. The man won't even buy or pay for the product that is made for him, essentially. Doesn't want to buy it, doesn't want to pay for it, but wants a freebie. So when you have something like that, it completely devalues the numbers you see here, because then you have to wonder to yourself, how many people here...
Yeah, and again, just I learned this from Hypno last time, but I did not know what is the PlayStation equivalent of a Game Pass, but there is one. It's an EA thing, and go fucking figure, I guess. But yeah, there is one. So people are playing this for a super discount, effectively, which is sad.
are actually free players? How many people here are review code players? You got to imagine it's probably a lot for a game like this that is heavily pushing its marketing. You got to think that it's a ton of people that are actually free players or people who paid with EA Play Pro Plus. Again, I go into so much. You guys go check out my 12 o'clock video if you want that information.
The next thing that's going to happen, by the way, from the Dragon Age Defender shields is going to be like, oh, Dragon Age that peaked at, 80,000 concurrent players actually has sold already 5 million copies. Which is bullshit. It's the same as Starfield. Oh, everyone on Xbox played it for free and had access to it. Let's count that as players, okay? It's bullshit. It doesn't mean anything, and it's an absolute disaster. That's the reality of it, and that's gonna be Dragon God. I already heard that supposedly there's actually 4 million copies sold. So it's what if there's 4 million copies sold and your peak was almost 90k, and now it's never gonna top that. That is impossible. That is impossible. I currently think that Dragon Age Veilguard has maybe broken 1 million sales. Maybe.
But let's talk about Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter peaked at an astounding, and Jesus, it's an astounding number, 463,798. Let me refresh just to make sure.
Wow.
Okay, it's the same. 463,798 at the time of filming this video. That is an astronomical number. There is no doubt about it, especially for just a beta. It is very clear that people are very interested in this game. There is 127,000 people playing this game right now in beta. There is more people playing.
Probably not attending college and school. 10 out of 10 choices were made.
Playing this game in beta than there is playing retail Dragon Age the Veilguard by almost double. It's absolutely insane. Now, when I said in terms of tangible numbers and tangible change, I want to showcase to you what do I mean. So you guys know Concord. Concord had 2,000 some odd players in beta, whatever the case may be, and it only released to 697, total at the time of its release. When you look here, and you'll see, like with Concord, it was open beta, it was free. Just like Monster Hunter Wilds, I believe this is open beta and free, so everybody can try it. Okay, there's no excuse. Now, Concord,
well, PlayStation can technically try. There are some caveats to this.
Released at 2,200 players for free. Nobody said anything, right? It was just a complete and utter flop. This game, 463,000. But look at what tangible change means, right? So look at the followers on Steam, very steady over the months. Okay, moving. It passed Dragon Age the Veilguard at about June 8th. June 8th to June 20th or something. What is Dragon Age the Veilguard at right now? Let's see, 81,000. So it passed Dragon Age the Veilguard all the way back in June. Okay, so back in June. Now it's been steadily on the rise. Okay, no pun intended. It's been steadily on the rise. And when you look here, had a little bit of a...
Also, keep in mind here, boys, how much marketing has been done for Monster Hunter? Not a lot. If honestly any at this point. Not a lot. Just a trailer here or there, the classical stuff. Compare that to Dragon Age Veilguard. Oh boy.
Boom. Okay, on Wednesday or to 26th of September. Then open beta comes, and look at the skyrocket. When open beta comes, the skyrocket, and it jumps up to #1 on the wish list. So this is what happens when you give players a beta that they are actually interested in and want to play. I know, it's shocking, right? When you have a game like Concord that goes into a free open beta and it's a game that nobody actually wants or asks for, you're going to get the results that you begged for. But then when you release a game like this that has actually stuff that people want to partake in and actually want to play, and it left a lasting impression on them that made them want to wish list the game, now you have tangible change where you see this skyrocket, and I guarantee you this number is going to skyrocket even more. It's probably going to go up to 300,000 in a couple of days or so. It is a #1 wish listed, #4 top seller. This game will absolutely trounce anything that has come out in recent memory, aside from Black Myth Wukong, obviously.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if this is what the retail numbers are, because it's very clear that people are very interested in this game for Monster Hunter Wilds beta test. But let's go back to the
retail numbers should probably be better even, because there are people who just don't like betas. I'm honestly one of them. I don't like betas because, I'm doing a thing where the point of the game is character progression, and then all that gets wiped and I need to redo it. I'm not a fan of the redoing part. So, there are people like that. I'm one of them. They're not saying that we are a super ginormous minority now. We're kind of in the lower, we're kind of in the higher minorities of people. But yeah, okay? There's also a lot of people who don't play the betas. That is one reason, and there are other people why people don't play betas. So, this number, when the game releases, is probably going to be higher.
This game for Monster Hunter Wilds beta test. But let's go back to the article and see the comparison a little bit more. So then it says that Wilson said, I certainly think Veilguard has a breakout potential, which is talking about one of the people that works over at EA saying that Veilguard was going to have breakout potential.
Oh.
And now that I know that codes are being given out for free very easily, because again, Booty Adams asked for this code, and within minutes he got a code from Steam Deck HQ. So it goes to show that, yeah, they're being handed out like...
Dude, Steam Deck HQ is racist. I asked for a code. They didn't give it to me. I can only presume that's because they're racist.
Andy, so that number really doesn't mean a fucking thing. However, if one goes back to August, Black Myth Wukong's benchmark tool even hit 85,277. So Dragon Age of Veilguard got outperformed by Black Myth Wukong's benchmark tool, which is just hilarious. Sparking Zero's destroying it, obviously. It's just a complete and utter failure, because when you really think about it, I want you guys to be objective about this. When it comes to Dragon Age of Veilguard, sure, 74, 75,000 doesn't seem like a bad number when you look at it.
When Sparking Zero came out, cartel killings reduced by 80%. I'm making that up, but I'm assuming it's probably true.
At face value. But that's what they want you to do. They want you to look at it at face value. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to research. They don't want you to look into the numbers and see why the numbers are where they're at. They don't want that. Dragon Age the Veilguard is where it's at because the review copies are being handed out like candy. And then you're going to have a bunch of shills out there on YouTube and on Twitch that are getting review copies to stream the game as well. They want maximum exposure on this game in the hopes to convince as mmany normies as possible to actually buy the game. They want people to...
It's literally too late. The discussion, honestly, is kind of completely drying up at this point. Yeah, it was fun talking about it, but again, it's slowly drying up. At this point, I think I have almost said everything that there is to say about this situation, from the sales to the people to the woke to the non-existent gameplay to the shit. All at this point, we're kind of just honestly waiting for some developer to come out and give us a crazy, completely BS story that's gonna be funny from the Veilguard team.
To buy the game outside of EA Play Pro, and they want people to buy the game outside of a review copy. So they're going to do what they can to try to get the name out there and make it seem like a massive success, because like I told you, when it comes to this game will be a financial failure. There is no doubt about it. It will be 100% a financial flop. But in terms of commercially, and in terms of like the overall public perception and where the mainstream media is at, it's going to tout it as a massive success.
EA probably put the expectations for this game's sales in, I would say at the bare minimum 5 million. And most likely the real is like 6 million-ish copies sold. And yeah, again, I think it's going to be a struggle to hit that 1.5 million mark for this game. It's never hitting fucking 4.
You already knew this was going to happen. They can't let this game commercially fail. It means too much to the message. They need everybody to believe that the game is a massive hit and a massive win for modernity. That's what they want, and that's what they're going to do. So ultimately, they're going to do everything they can to try to get as many people in this game as possible, but it's really not going to do.
Hey, again, you can get me in the game, well, actually you can't, but still give me a free copy. I want one. I want to say that, yeah, I got a free copy, suck dicks. Anyway, that was Hypno 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.